Anyway, I mentioned talking to that guard. I said that that kickstarted a couple of events. The first was the fact that we now need this Hylian shield, but the second was, you'll remember that little conversation we had with him about how he wants a popular mask for his kid, but he can't get it because he can't leave his post. That is now the beginning of the game's first mini trading sequence. And I believe that we're going to take that on now. No time like the present. So before we actually begin our way up Death Mountain, we're first going to make our way back to the Hyrule Castle Market. You'll remember that the last time we were there, we encountered a particular store called the Happy Mask Shop. But at the time, it wasn't open yet. Remember, the guy who was running the store wasn't even there. There was just some rando hanging out inside talking about how he thought that it was a really strange kind of a store. But we couldn't do anything yet. But talking to that soldier and trading him Zelda's letter, or not even trading him, but showing it to him, and getting him to open the gate to Death Mountain. I'm just going to run in here to grab some rupees real quick. Getting him to open the gate is basically the trigger that finally gets the Happy Mask Shop to actually open. So now that that is the case, we can start this trading sequence. And it's a kind of an interesting trading sequence. You'll see what I mean when we get into it. But you may recall from the last time we were at the Happy Mask Shop and we were reading the rules, the way that it works is basically they loan you the mask, you go out into the world and find somebody who wants to buy that mask from you, they pay you the mask, then you bring the money yourself back to the shop, you give the shop owner the money, and then he lends you the next model mask. And you continue doing that until you get some special reward at the end of it all. So let's re-enter the shop, and now that guy that was hanging out here is gone, and the owner of the Happy Mask Shop is finally here and in business. Hey, welcome to the Happy Mask Shop. We deal in masks that bring happiness to everyone. How would you like to be a happiness salesman? I'll lend you a mask, you sell the mask, and bring the money back here. As I was just outlining. If you want to read the fine print, take a look at the sign right over there. We read that already. After you've sold all the masks, you will become happy yourself. Have faith. Talk to the shop owner. A mask is a C button item. Set it with C and press C to wear it. If you talk to someone with a mask on, you might get a reaction. If anyone is interested in the mask, he or she will ask about it. Someone may want the mask. Somewhere in the world, somebody is waiting for these masks. Just have faith. So, see it first. On these other shelves, everything else is bare here except for these two masks. Mask of Truth. Not for sale. This mask has special powers. Ooh, that's interesting. But we can't get it. Not for sale, it says. Yeah, this one, Keaton Mask, though. Remember, the soldier was asking for a popular mask. And it says Keaton stuff is hot, hot, hot. Sounds popular to me. Price 10 rupees. So, let's borrow it. Alright. We got the Keaton Mask. Looks like sort of a Japanese anime version of a Pikachu. You borrowed a Keaton Mask. Wear it with C to show it off. You'll be a popular guy with this mask on. Also, it occurs to me that there's something else that I forgot to point out here while I was in the market last time, actually. This shop over here, I actually totally neglected this door for some reason. I don't know how that slipped my mind, but if we open up and go in this shop here, Bombchu Bowling Alley, speak. She's sleeping on the job. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not open for business yet. Please come back soon. So again, still nothing to show there, so it's not like I was missing much, but I should have remembered to have covered that the last time I was here, and it completely slipped my mind. Although, now that we have the Sun Song, we actually can scope out this place at night and see what how it's different. So maybe we can do that. Look at that. Everybody's gone except for packs of wild dogs roaming the market square. Oh, except the lovers are still out. They're just so in love with each other they can't even go to bed. They're just lost in each other's eyes. Yeah, they say the same things though. Oh, there's a couple of guards out though. They weren't here before. Kids shouldn't be wandering around town at nighttime. Stay indoors until morning. In fact, I think most of these places you can't even get into anymore. Shooting gallery open only during the day. Right. You'll remember, though, there was one person who made reference to the fact that packs of dogs run wild at night, and isn't that weird? Well, here we're seeing that. One guy up here that wasn't appearing here before. It seems like it's taking forever for dawn to come. The view of Hyrule Castle in the morning sun is so fantastic. We shouldn't be able to get in here, I don't think. Yeah, Bazaar is only open during the day. Same with the potion shop, I'll bet. You see now, if you approach one of these dogs closely, they'll follow you around. Now here's another door. We couldn't originally get in here during the day, but we can come in at nighttime. The dog actually followed me in. Treasure box shop. Open the chest and surprise. If you find a key inside, you'll be able to advance. Left or right, try your luck. 10 rupees to play. Do you want to try it? We're actually going to say no. Alright, you don't have to play if you don't want to. Basically what this is it's a game of chance. And each room that you go into, you're presented with 2 treasure chests. And you only get to open one of them. One of the chests has a key that leads to the next chamber. The other chest only contains rupees, and that's it. So the moment you get rupees, that's it. Game over. You've got no choice but to come all the way back. So basically it's a 50-50 shot each chamber. But there's a total of 5 chambers all the way in. The odds of picking right 50-50 all the way in are pretty slim. So the odds are seriously stacked against you. However, not to spoil it, but later in the game, we're going to gain an item in our possession that's going to make this game so much simpler, and it's then that we're going to come back and replay this game to try to win the final prize. That dog is still following me around. If we come back into the back alleys here, now you'll recall during the day this door was locked too originally, but at night it appears to be open. But nothing in here, just a ramshackle little, what looks like it's set up kind of like a store, but nothing there. Oh, look, and that dog finally stopped following me. But if we go in here, we'll be able to find that lady that during the day, if you remember again, during the day out in the market is talking about her dog Richard. I can't find my puppy anywhere. I need you to look for it, please. So that's kind of what the deal is here. We've got to get her dog to follow us back to this road. But if that room. But if we get any of these standard, regular, brown-looking dogs to follow us back, she'll react with disgust and say something like, "How could you even suggest that this ugly mutt is my beautiful Richard?" So Richard is actually a white dog. The tricky part about this, though, is that there's not only one white... There's lots of brown dogs, but I think there's more than... Yeah, there's more than one white dog. There's 2, yeah. So I think that this might be Richard, but if this isn't, then it's the other white dog. But we'll try this one first and see if this turns out to be it. You never really know until you try taking him over to her little home here. Alright, let's talk to her with this dog in tow. There we go. Richard! This is my little Richard. Thank you, thank you. I'll give this to you as a reward. I'm betting that's meant to be a reference to the musician, Little Richard. You got a piece of heart. So far, you've collected 2 pieces. With 2 more pieces, you will gain more life energy. Alright, excellent. I'm not sure there's anything else to do out here during the nighttime. Let's go with the back alleys here. More dogs wandering around, but that's about it. Come back around here. This door also was locked at the time during the day. Let's see what the deal is here at night. Ah, we actually can go in here too at night. Here's somebody that we didn't encounter during the day. It seems strange that packs of dogs roam our streets at night. Doesn't that seem weird to you? Okay, so maybe we did talk to him. I don't recognize his face. I thought it was somebody else who said that, but maybe it was the same guy. Well, I'm sure he won't mind us breaking his pottery and stealing his savings. Alright. What's so special about that room and why that's locked to you and during the day as anyone's guess? But can you get into the Happy Mask shop during nighttime? No, you can't. Okay. Now hiring part-time. Apply during the day. So I guess I'm now like technically an employee. But anyway, this is interesting too. During night, we actually won't be able to leave because the drawbridge will be up. The drawbridge is up and we can't get out. And if we talk to the guard here, he'll even tell us kids shouldn't be wandering around. Oh, so it's the same as the other guards say. So what we'll do is we'll just once again play the Sun Song. That's kind of a neat angle from the top down, and you see the beam of light coming all the way from the heavens. There we go. Drawbridge is finally open. So now we will make our way back to Kakariko Village, now that we have the Keaton Mask. And again, it's treated like a C-button item, so it was automatically slotted to that C-button slot because, as mentioned before, it just replaces Zelda's letter, because that's part of the trading chain. So now by using that C-button item, we put the mask on. So now if we talk to people while wearing that mask, we'll get different responses from people. I'm not going to talk to everybody in the... I mean, I could spend, you know... I could easily do a whole other video series based just solely on how every NPC in the entire game has something different to say to you depending on what the mask is that you happen to be wearing, and I'm not going to waste that much of your time, but not to say that it isn't necessarily worth it to do it on your own time if you should feel so inclined, and you'd be surprised at some of the responses you get. Sometimes they can be rather humorous, but in the interest of time, I'm just going to go and talk to the people that I need in order to continue the trading chain. So there's our friend the soldier again. We will equip the mask and talk to the soldier with the mask on. Wahahaha. Do you think you're in disguise, Mr. Hero? He's still calling me that after everything I've done for him. Jesus. Oh? Is that a Key Something character mask? I heard he's very popular recently. He's my boy's favorite, that Key Something mask. If you don't mind, will you sell it to me? Yes, I will sell it to you. And now he just wears it. My boy will be very happy with this. You really are, Mr. Hero. Wahahaha. Jesus, the nerve of this guy. You sold the 10 rupee mask for 15 rupees. You earned a little profit. That's not bad. Let's go to the mask shop and pay back the mask price of 10 rupees. Okie doke. So now, we can run all the way back to the Happy Mask shop. Hurry, 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 before it gets dark, before it gets dark. Get in just in time. Alright. And back to the mask shop we go. Oh, great, you actually sold it. Please pay back 10 rupees for the Keaton Mask now. Payment received. Alright. Now let's look at the next mask that becomes available. The Skull Mask. Price 20 rupees. A Horned Skull Mask. Do you want to borrow the Skull Mask? Yes. You borrowed a Skull Mask. Wear it with C to show it off. You feel like a monster while you wear this mask. Alright. So, we will equip that mask. And now, we've got a couple of things that we can do with this mask. We're actually going to make our way all the way back to the Lost Woods again. There's a couple of things that we're going to do. You may remember, I'm not sure what episode it was from, I think... actually, I think it was last episode, part number 5. We were going through the Lost Woods on the way to the Sacred Forest Meadow, and I pointed out the location of the forest stage. And I didn't exactly state precisely what I meant by this, but I did make mention of the fact that while in the forest stage, there was something you could do while you were there, but at the time we visited, nothing was happening. But what you actually can do is, with different masks, if you wear masks on the forest stage, a bunch of Deku scrubs show up, and they behave sort of like an audience that are viewing you in the mask, and then they give sort of like a judgment of you. And depending on whether they like the mask or not, here I'm just going to change it to day again really quickly. Depending on whether they like the mask you're wearing or not, they may either give you a reward of some kind, or they may chase you off and start pelting you with Deku nuts if they don't like the mask. But the skull mask, as it happens, is one that they really like. Sometimes masks that they just think are okay, they'll just give you like some rupees or something like that. But the masks that they really love, they'll give you something real special. So, what I'm going to do first is make my way back to the forest stage. And the reason why I'm doing this is to, just as a bit of a spoiler, but as I made mention, the fact that this is a trading chain, so as you can imagine, that one mask, the Mask of Truth, that we originally said not available for purchase, that actually ends up being the final, the end reward for this whole chain. Find those butterflies there in the hedge to drop down. Yeah, just before I do this, I'm going to just explain the reason again why this is important to do this now. It's because once you finish and you're finally successful with this whole trading chain, you'll be able to finally borrow the coveted Mask of Truth, but you'll also be able to regain access to the other masks that you had previously sold, as well as some new bonus ones that don't really do anything, but they're just nice masks as kind of a nice little Easter egg to give something extra to the game, run around and talk to all the NPCs with these new masks and stuff like that. But the thing is this. If you, this first time, now that we have the Skull Mask, if we forget to do this right now with the Skull Mask, bring it to the forest stage and get the reward for it, and we think, oh, okay, it's no matter, I did forget to use the Skull Mask and I sold it off, but now that I've completed the trading chain and I get access to all those masks again, I can just re-borrow the Skull Mask and take it back to the forest stage. No. For some reason, it won't work. You can borrow the Skull Mask, but if you bring it back to the forest stage, you won't be able to get the reward for it. This is your one and one only shot in the entire game to get this reward. And if you accidentally sell the Skull Mask to somebody before getting this reward, you've missed your chance, and there's no going back. So, all we do is we stand out here on the stage in this spotlight area here. Remember, this is what we were doing before, but it looked like nothing was happening. But now all we do is equip the mask. And this happens. And they all pop out and critique you. And oh, look at this. They all seem really, really happy with me. They absolutely love this mask. Boy, that's a spooky mask. So we just gotta kind of wait out their excitement here and come over to this spot. And they awaken sort of the guy in charge of the whole thing. All of the young Deku Scrub brothers agree. You look exactly like our sacred forest totem. As an offering from us, please accept these Deku sticks. We will also enhance your carrying skills. Abracadabra! Alakazam! Look at that. You can now pick up even more Deku sticks. You can carry up to 30 of them. Woohoo! Alright. So, again, I think it was last video that we increased our Deku stick carrying capacity one time. So now we got the second one. So now up to 30. That is not too shabby. Again, for what it's worth, considering it's only Deku sticks. But anyway, now we're going to make our way back the way we came. And now where we're going to go in the Lost Woods is where that Skull Kid was. Remember, at the beginning of this episode, we played Saria's song for him, and he gave us a piece of heart as a reward. Well, now it just so happens that we can sell the Skull Mask to him. Yes, Navi, I know, Death Mountain, Spiritual Stone of the Fire, blah, blah, blah. Now if we stand up on here, target him with said targeting, equip the mask, and speak to him. Hee hee, under that mask. Aren't you that Kokiri kid? Quite an unusual mask you have there, hee hee. I like it. It may make me look a little bit tougher. Hey, why don't you give it to me? Okay. Yowza, I'm gonna wear this all the time. He just gave you 10 rupees for this 20 rupee mask. You lost money on that deal. Go back to the mask shop and pay 20 rupees for the mask. The difference will have to come out of your own pocket. What a ripoff. Oh well, no matter. Point is, we accomplished our task. Back out the way we came. Actually, while we're here, I am going to do something else. I'm going to use Sun Song to make it night in the forest. We haven't been in the forest during night, have we? No, we haven't. Ooh. It's a little bit creepy, but also kind of nice at the same time. What we can do is come around the back of the house of the Know-It-All brothers, and there should be a gold Skulltula that appears here now. Yeah. Now the token appears slightly too high for us to get to, but luckily it's not like way high up on a wall like that one in the graveyard was. So what we actually can do to get it is to do a backflip. So face away from it, press and hold Z, and then just back and then A to do a backflip, and that will let us get the token. All we needed was that, just a little bit of leverage, just like that. Alright. How many Skulltulas are we up to now? I think a dozen? Yep. Cool, cool. Alright. Let's make our way all the way back to the Happy Mask shop one more time. No. I could just make a daytime to make those stall children stop appearing. But if I do that, then by the time I make it to the drawbridge, it'll probably be nighttime by that time, and it'll have just raised again anyway. So instead, I'm just going to wait it out as I make my way back to the market. Hopefully, it'll just naturally become daytime by then. Yeah, look, it's already getting light. That's kind of funny, too. Those torches are lit magically during night. Oh, they stay lit during the day for some reason. Oh, no, okay, see, I'm not crazy. I was about to say, I swore that they're not lit during the day, and then they stayed lit, but only for a second or two. Alright. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I really gotta stop second-guessing myself here. Okay. Back to the Happy Mask shop. One more time. One more time. I hope that's enough. Not enough for YouTube to copyright strike me. Oh, great. You sold it. Please pay me back 20 rupees for the skull mask now. Luckily, I have enough to cover it. Payment received. Okay, let's go over to the third mask, the spooky mask. Price 30 rupees, a sad wooden mask. Ooh, looks just like a re-dead. Do you want to borrow the spooky mask? Yes, I do. Actually, it kind of looks like the mask from the movie The Mask. You borrowed a spooky mask. Wear it with C to show it off. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be a re-dead, though. You can scare many people with this mask. And I know just who to sell it to. The Skull Mask was a scary-looking mask, but the Skull Kid wanted it to look tougher. But we did happen to just recently meet someone who specified that they wished that they looked scarier. Namely, it is the little boy who hangs out in the graveyard and who idolizes Dampe for some weird, messed up reason. I don't even want to think about what that's all about. Apparently his parents don't seem to give a crap, so... Far be it from me to get involved. Let's equip that mask. Make our way back to the graveyard. Remember, that's attached to Kakariko. So we gotta make our way back through the village again. Again, there's not really a faster way of getting around Hyrule at this point in time. So we just kind of have to bite the bullet and put up with having to run back and forth. Okay. Back to the graveyard we are. And because it's daytime, the boy should be out and about. So we'll equip the mask. Oh my god, that thing looks so freaky. And there's the boy. We'll talk to him. Yeah! It's Dampe the Gravekeeper. Huh? Oh, it's just a mask. I get a different kind of fright from that mask than I get from Dampe. Will you give that mask to me? Okay, sure, why not? With this mask, I'll be just like Dampe. Here's my money. You sold the 30 rupee mask to a kid for full price, and he didn't mind paying at all. Let's go back to the mask shop to pay 30 rupees for the mask. You can get the new mask model, too. Excellent. See if he says anything different now that he's got the mask on. I'm gonna dig and dig, just like Dampe. This kid has very, very strange aspirations. To each their own, I guess. Okay, we'll head back to the Hyrule Castle Market one last time just to pick up the new mask model. Now, not to spoil it, but it's not like it's far off anyway, so we'll find out when we get there. But this is actually going to be the end of the trading chain just for now. I did everything that I could in the moment. But the reason why we're going to have to put off completing the trading chain just for now is because this last mask that we're going to pick up can only be traded to a certain NPC who doesn't even appear in the game until later on when we gain a particular item. I'm not going to say any more about it until then, but the point is that we need a particular item that will cause a particular NPC to finally show up in the world, and then we can trade the mask to him. Until that happens, we're just going to have to sit around with this mask in our inventory. But we'll at least get it and have it ready in the meantime. Okay. Oh, great. You sold it. Please pay me back 30 rupees for the spooky mask now. Payment received. And there's the last mask there on that side, the bunny hood, with swinging rabbit ears. Do you want to borrow the bunny hood? Yes. You borrowed a bunny hood. Wear it with C to show it off. The hood's long ears are so cute. If we get real close to the camera here, show you, get a better idea of what it looks like. This thing is so silly. Look at that. It's even as you move, right? The momentum, so if you move a little bit, they sway a little bit. If you move a lot, like in a sudden jolt, ears swing way back and forth. That's so silly. Alright. Okay.